Hey everybody, it's Maya, and today we're actually going to be reviewing a really interesting brand. If you've ever heard of MAKIAGE, which I'm sure you have, they literally have ads everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any social media platform. I see ads for this foundation like crazy. Basically, if you are unaware of the brand, which I doubt, basically you take a foundation quiz and it's supposed to match you perfectly. All the ads show like people applying the wrong foundation color, and then they get their MAKIAGE foundation and it just blends perfectly into their skin tone. So I've been on the hunt for a good foundation match for me. I will say the quiz did give me a result that I didn't expect. It wouldn't have been the product that I picked out for myself. So if this foundation is my perfect match, I'm gonna be really obviously I'm going to be happy, but I'm going to be shocked that my judgment is so bad. But I will be swatching the foundation next to all of my other foundations that match me pretty well, just to see if it's a good match or not. So this is the bottle. It is really pretty. It's like a frosted glass, and it is like a glass. And it's called the Woke Up Like This Flawless Base Foundation. So basically, let me get the packaging out. But basically, it smoothens and evens out your skin, minimizes the appearance of shadows and pores, enhances your complexion, and creates a flawless natural matte finish. They did pick out the shade 20 for me. I was like 20, I think it goes 10, 15, 20. I probably would have picked out 5 or 10, I think. Or 10 or 15, I think. Just based on the fact that I think I'm pretty fair skinned. So I really hope this matches. I mean, inside the bottle it looks like pretty good match for me, but you know, we'll see when we put it on. Also, I picked out the I'm Flawless Multi-Use Perfecting Concealer in the shade 2.5, which I do think is going to be slightly too dark. It looks to be either the same shade as the foundation or a little bit darker, so we will see. And the free eyeliner that they sent me is just their waterproof eyeliner. I wore this yesterday and I love it. Just gonna say that. They all look to be pretty similar. So the first swatch up here is the MAKIAGE concealer, and right below it is the MAKIAGE foundation. And then right below that is my Rare Beauty foundation in the shade 130. Below that is my Pixi Beauty Balm in the shade Cream. Below that is the Glossier Skin Tint in the shade G11. And then we have the Kosas Tinted Face Oil in shade 1. And then the very last swatch is my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation in the shade Porcelain. So all these look to be about the same thing. So the MAKIAGE foundation is looking to be the exact same color as maybe the Pixi Beauty Balm is. They both look very similar. So this should match me almost perfectly. So they did a great job. And also the concealer, as you can see, is lighter than the foundation. So I'm excited. I was scared it was going to be like too dark, but that looks really good. So I'm actually really glad that I decided to go with the quizzes. The quizzes pick for me instead of picking it myself, because as you can see by those swatches, this foundation matches like all my other foundations that match me pretty well. So I'm not concerned that it's going to be too dark, too light. I think it's going to be just right, honestly, but that's all in how it looks on the face. Also, what I'm also concerned about is what the actual formula of this foundation is, how it wears throughout the day. Is it going to be too cakey? Because if you know me and this channel, I am someone who hates cakey foundation. I hate full coverage. I cannot stand full coverage things. And if a foundation is full coverage, I will apply like the littlest amount of it, so it looks more like a lighter coverage foundation. That's just how I am. So yeah, let's just get right into this now that the swatches are done. So what I'm going to go in with my primer. I tested this out the other day and I do like it. I'm just out of my other primer, so this is the only one that I can use, but it's the new Rare Beauty, what is this called? Pore Diffusing Primer. So we're gonna give this a try. So far, after using this primer now for the second time, I really do like it. I will have a review specifically on this primer as well as the new Rare Beauty palette. Stay tuned for that. Also, when my new Fenty skin tint comes in the new shade, I'm going to be reviewing that as well as a few other Fenty products. Also, Undone Beauty released new shades in their foundation. I picked up 2 new shades that I'm going to test out as well, so we have a lot of new videos coming out. This foundation, it's a pump foundation, however mine is defective. It won't open properly, so what I have to do is take it out like this, which I usually see people doing that online anyway, but it gets really messy and I'm wasting a lot of product. So if I don't like this foundation, or I don't know, if I do like it, I still will probably return it so I can get a new bottle, but we'll see, because it's really, really defective. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a few dots of it along the face. I don't know how full coverage this is, so I'm just gonna, yeah, this pump is so messy. I'm so scared to like use it, and I feel like this is really not good. I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna take my Rare Beauty foundation brush. Okay, probably gonna apply a little bit more. I can tell that this is really matte because usually I just know how my foundations work. This, I mean, it looks beautiful on the skin. It's just the finish of it. I'm used to like a dewy finish or a satin finish, not really matte, so I'm just gonna keep working with it. And it does have a scent to it. It smells really good, but if you have sensitive skin or you don't like scented makeup, it does have a pretty faint perfume. It's definitely like a perfume smell. It smells really, really good, but they should probably make another one that doesn't have a scent in it. So that looks pretty good if you ask me. That looks like light coverage like I like. I didn't really apply a lot of it. I am going to build it up a little bit, just a little bit in those 2 areas, but we'll see how this wears throughout the day. I mean, this foundation smells like a perfume that I would wear, so I'm not complaining about it. I just thought I would mention it. My skin looks really, really good. Granted, I have a few brush lines that I need to smooth out, but in terms of coverage, I know a lot of people like full coverage. I could definitely make this full coverage. As you can see, it was buildable. I'm just not going to build it up because I'm comfortable with this. They also said to blend it down your neck, but I don't have to, really. I'm just going to take whatever's left over on this brush. But that looks like a perfect match. I'm really glad with the shade 20. I almost said 420. That is a really nice match, and it did dry down to a matte finish, but like a soft matte finish. Feels really good on the skin, and I'm really excited to see how this wears throughout the day. But now we're going to test out their concealer, and I have mine in the shade 2.5. It looked slightly pinker on that swatch. It looked pinker than the foundation. But they did match me with this, so we will see how it works. I mean, it looked like a good shade, but I don't know the coverage of this concealer. I don't know if it's like full coverage, medium, light. So I'm just gonna do that. And this foundation retails for I think $40. Yeah, $40. Something along those lines, 45 maybe, and the concealer runs about 20. So with both these products, it's about, I think it's $72 in total. So let's do this concealer. It looks really good. I love my Rare Beauty foundation brush for foundation, for concealer, for blush, highlight. I use the same one for everything. I think I'm a fan of this. My base looks flawless. You can hardly tell that I'm wearing anything on my face. It literally looks really natural just because I made it natural, but this looks really good. I'm really happy that this product has some versatility to it because I have seen other YouTubers that they build this up to like a really high coverage foundation, but I'm glad that I can get away with wearing it to where I'm more comfortable. It looks really, really good. I'm genuinely really impressed because I was seeing a few people leaving some questionable reviews saying that this foundation sucks and that don't believe the reviews, blah blah blah. That could be true. I have combo skin, just letting y'all know. But that could be true, but typically I don't ever have any issues with foundations really, just because I don't wear, like, I don't put a lot on to where it could start creasing and caking up. The only thing I ever have to deal with really is if it looks like, if it starts looking a little bit dry at the end of the day, because honestly, because I go to sleep on it or I take a nap throughout the day, or where it will start fading. But that hasn't happened in like a year because I used to never set my face with powder. Now I do, but I don't usually have issues with foundation. So if I do have issues today, it will be because of this foundation, but I don't really think I'm going to have any. I hope this doesn't break me out either, just because of the strong perfume scent on it. I don't really have sensitive skin, but I do at the same time. It just really depends. But yeah, we'll see. So I'm just gonna quickly do the rest of my makeup. So now that all that is done, now we're gonna go in with the MAKIAGE eyeliner. This is waterproof and it's in the shade Black Card. I used this yesterday. My only complaint about it is the fact that it is a felt tip liner. So the fact that it's a felt tip liner, I do not like that. I love my Undone Beauty brow pen. I use that as my eyeliner. It's a brush tip. Brush tips are so easy to work with. They like move and they're flexible and they have so much product in them. Whereas felt tip liners kind of tug and they pull your eyes a little bit. And it's kind of hard to get that smooth application. But this does stay on all day. It's still in my hand. I swatched it yesterday and I was scrubbing it all day. It did not come off. Today I washed my hands like 5-6 times at my work, at my job. Every so often I'll wash my hands, and I wash my hands quite a lot, and it's still on there. And I also took a shower, so it really does stay on your eyes. So I'm going to be putting this on, but I will say if you are a beginner, probably this is a little bit hard to use, but it's not impossible. You can still create a nice wing with it. It just takes a little bit longer. As you can see, I just created a nice little wing with that. Alright, this is the finished look. So what do we think? I will say I do know what this foundation smells like. It's kind of like a perfumey sunscreen almost. I love the smell of sunscreen. Not really sunscreeny, but I'm getting a little bit of sunscreen vibes. But it does smell definitely very perfumey. So all my makeup, I never looked up close. Let me look. I'm sorry, but my makeup has like never looked this good before. Like my foundation, it really does look flawless in terms of like it's very smooth. It has a really nice natural finish to it. All of my makeup applied beautifully over top of it. I did use products that typically sometimes disrupt my makeup. Like, I'm happy because my face doesn't look cakey at all, doesn't look it just matches my neck perfectly. In my opinion, it looks like it matches really, really good. My neck tends to be a little bit more yellow toned compared to my face though, but I'm not someone to match like to my neck when I buy foundations, which sometimes is my downfall. But these look pretty good. It doesn't look like two different colors, so that's good. But yeah, I'll have all my products that I use listed down below in case you're wondering what I used, where, and all of that. But I am going to go get my Chick-fil-A. I'm going to eat that. My lipstick will be gone. I'll probably get sauce on my face and have to wipe it, so. And then I'm also going to type a paper, so yeah, when I get back my hair will probably be a little bit more frizzy. I just refreshed it today. Let's see how this foundation holds up. Hopefully it doesn't crease or get gross or anything, because I have really high hopes. Like, it looks really, really good. I'm gonna keep zooming in so you guys can really see the texture of my skin. In case you were wondering, usually around this area foundations look really dry on me. This one doesn't really have that. Yeah, there's like no creasing, or no more creasing than I usually get. You're always gonna crease in your under eyes, but yeah, everything looks undetectable in my opinion, so yeah. Alright, it has been a few hours and the foundation isn't looking any different at all, really. Let's look. So I ate my Chick-fil-A, I watched some YouTube videos, I got my new Undone beauty package in the mail, which I'm really excited to review for you guys. I picked up, well, I'm not going to go too much into it. I just have new foundation shades from them that I cannot wait to try out. Usually by now, my makeup, like if it does get oily or if it does start to have issues, now would be around the time where I start noticing those things. And I really haven't noticed anything when I drive too. Like, usually back when I applied my makeup before, in previous days when I wasn't filming, after I apply my makeup, I go to Chick-fil-A. Just the drive there is so stressful. Like, I cannot stand driving when it's not the morning. I just get anxiety on the road and too many cars, and people don't know how to drive, so it just stresses me out. Usually those situations cause me a lot of anxiety. I was wearing a mask and it didn't really do anything. My foundation pretty much looks the exact same, other than me getting slightly oily, but it's not bad at all. Like, my skin obviously doesn't look like matte, it looks more just like skin right now. It looks really beautiful. And I'm really confused at the bad reviews that I saw about this foundation now after wearing it. People were complaining, saying that it just caked up on them, that it went into their lines. Like, people were just saying really bad things about it. And I'm like, it can't be bad, because a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, a few of them really love this foundation and I trust their opinions. So that's why I was confused with the bad reviews, but I can gladly say my honest opinion, not sponsored. MAKIAGE does not know me or anything like this. I just bought this with my own money. Yeah, I do love this foundation and it's probably one of my new favorites. Yeah, let's just give us one. I'll give you guys one last look of my skin if you're curious, because you can always return this foundation if it doesn't work for you, so why not try it out? It's really nice. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.